Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of The Next Move with Valetax. My name is Ryan, Global Market Analyst and Trading Content Specialist here at Valetax. This week, we're going to be doing a quick recap on the trade ideas that we shared last week and following with the trade ideas for this week. On last week's trade idea, we shared analysis on the USOIL and the XAUUSD, and this was how they played out. On the XAUUSD, we were expecting prices to stay above the 4,200 levels in order to target higher levels and possibly reach the previous all-time highs. And indeed, we see prices get to the 4,313 levels before the end of the week, just rightly after the rate cuts that happened on the USD. For the USOIL, we had an expectation to see prices continue to buy to the upside after a break off the falling wedge that was created to target prices as 60.500 or the 61.500 levels. But prices after the correction continued to sell to the downside, bringing into a failure of the USOIL trade idea. For this week, we're going to be moving into new trade ideas, and we're going to be sharing trade ideas on the AUDUSD and the XAUUSD. For the AUDUSD this week, we see the prices last week came into the supply region of the 0.66800 level, which has been a key supply for over weeks. With prices at that level, we intend to see that bearish momentum comes into the market in order for us to continue to sell the market. Unless the bears come into the market to prove their strength, we will still be looking at a bullish side for the market. For the AUDUSD, we would be expecting to get bearish intentions before we continue to see sells to the downside, or a break above the 0.66800 levels will signal that the sellers couldn't hold the supply level. For the XAUUSD, is strongly holding above the 4,300 levels. We do expect to see that prices continue to push higher, although we expect to see some level of bearish correction before the buyers come back into the market to create new all-time highs, or at least target the previous all-time highs at the 4,400 levels. And with the holiday seasons upon us, the markets are going to start to lose liquidity and we start to see uneven volatility. And with that information, do remember to always apply good risk management and do very good research before taking every trade. And with that being said, here are the fundamentals and some high impact news to keep in mind and pay attention to ahead for the week. We have the non-farm unemployment change coming up this week. We have the core retail sales for the USD, and we also have the unemployment rate for the USD this week, Tuesday. And on Thursday, we have the CPI tentatively for the USD as well. These are high impact news that could be affecting or influencing the movement of the aforementioned pair for this week's analysis. The summary for this week's trade idea is a possible short-term intraday correction for a continuation of the buys for the XAUUSD for as long as prices continues to stay above the 4,270 levels, and a possible sells to start for the AUDUSD if bearish momentum comes in at the supply level for the AUDUSD at 0.66800 level. And remember, this is not a trading signal but only a trade idea. Remember to always do your own research and apply risk management where necessary.